Gisbergen completes his first ever Xfinity Series playoff race in his first ever trip at Kansas Speedway and finishes in a respectful 8th place. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, Gisbergen has completed his first ever trip at Kansas Speedway and finishes inside the top 10 in 8th place, also in his first ever playoff race. Shane would qualify in 22nd position, a little farther back than I think he probably should be qualifying at this point, but qualified back in 22nd position. Now, early in the race, SVG fell back quite a bit. He fell back from about 22nd position to around the 28th to 29th position, around 30th position through the first few laps. The first caution race come out early in the race for a guy like Sammy Smith, spinning out on lap number 7 after having a flat tire. He fell back to around 26th to 27th position. Now, during his caution, Shane would come down pit road to make adjustments on that car. He said his car was super loose early in the race and was falling back quite a bit, and would restart around 30th to 31st position. But as the run continued on in stage number 1, he was starting to make a lot of progress up toward the front a little bit. He moved up from around 30th up to 25th or 26th. But as the run continued on as well, Shane's car continued to be extremely loose and was really struggling with the grip on the race car, and he fell back to 26th position, and it took him a while to start making moves up front once again, but he started making up a lot of ground and started moving inside of the top 25. And by the end of stage number 1, he would come off the corner and finish around 23rd or 24th place. They came down pit road, and they had a terrible pit stop. They were making adjustments on the car once again, and they lost a ton of ground and positions and would restart around 26 or 27 position. The good news for them, they did not lose a lap and were able to stay on the lead lap. On the start of stage number 2, trouble strike for them once again. The car was just not very good at all, and they were continuing to fall back and fade. And they started losing a ton of ground once again, but started trying to make up that ground. Then a timely caution would come out around lap 62 for Brad Perez, who had lost the battery and slowed on the racetrack. This would give him a very interesting opportunity because Shane would come down pit road like drivers like Jesse Love. I think AJ Allmendinger had come down pit road as well to try to make adjustments on the race car. Now, they made more adjustments on the car on pit road and basically nearly went a lap down because of it, but luckily he was able to stay on the lead lap. And then on the next restart, Justin Allgaier spun off some contact from Sheldon Creed. Shane was able to avoid all the incident because he was really far back in the field, and Justin Allgaier's day would come in after the damage, and Shane would basically move up a little bit. And then on the next restart, Shane started making a little bit of progress up to the front and actually was fighting around 20th to 21st position at this point. But it was clear as day the Cala cars were absolutely struggling. They didn't have the pace and speed at all in the race today, and Shane was struggling quite a bit. By the end of stage number 2, Shane was around 21st to 22nd position. But then a lot of guys in front of him started having major issues on pit road, and Shane would actually come off of pit road because he had to take less fuel in the car. He actually came off pit road around 15th to 16th position. That's one strength they've had a lot this year, as their pit crew hasn't really good for that number 97 team. But then on the next restart, they fell back a little bit, and they started falling back and losing ground. But they actually held their position a little bit for some time, but then they started fading back once again to around 20th to 21st. And then we got the green flag pit stops, and Shane actually started making some inroads on the long run. One thing about Shane is he's been really good at saving tires and has been really good on the long run historically, and he started making some inroads closer to the front of the field and was starting to get inside the top 15 and top 20. Near the end of the race, with about 55 laps to go during the green flag cycle, he would get a very lucky break. A tire from Parker Westlap pit stop came across the racetrack. It stopped near the entrance of pit road, bringing out the caution, meaning Shane would cycle up inside the top 5 and was able to be on the lead lap as well, along with about 16 or 17 drivers. Now, some guys like Sam Mayer and AJ Allmendinger and Riley Herbst, those guys got back the wave run, but it didn't matter because Shane was in a pretty good position on the next restart. And he would actually restart on the next restart, which was the final restart, around a 10th or 11th position. Now, early in this restart, Shane was starting to fade back quite a bit. But then I noticed his car started getting very good at the end of this race. Well, his teammates, Josh Williams at times, so he had a really good run today inside the top 10 near the end, and AJ Allmendinger were struggling on points today. He was starting to make some inroads, and I noticed that he was maintaining his position. He fell back to around 13th, but he started picking up and passing guys. He got by Riley Herbst once again. He got by Sam Mayer at the end and was inside of the top 10, getting by Sam Mayer with about 20 to 25 laps to go. And he started making inroads in ground on the guys in front of him. He was catching his teammate Josh Williams, and he had a great run on him coming to the end of the race and got inside the top 10 in 9th. And then eventually, with a few laps to go, he put on a really good show and battle with Jesse Love for 8th position, and coming to the white flag of the race, got a great run on Jesse Love and was able to pass him for the race lead. Shane, at the end of this race, had the fastest car on the racetrack and was catching the guys in front of him, but unfortunately did not have laps to get any more positions because it was a white flag, of course. He did pass Jesse Love, and coming out the corner, and a great finish up front between Cole Custer, Chandler Smith, Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola was able to come off the corner and pick up the win and victory. And Shane Van Gisbergen salvages a really good run and finishes in 8th position. A really good day, all things considered. It's no secret Kaulig had a really bad car today. The cars at Kaulig all around were just bad. AJ Allmendinger was struggling all day long. Dale Dye had a battery issue at the end of the race, and Josh Julians was really good today at points as well. But the Kaulig cars, it's no secret in the Xfinity Series, they've been lacking speed on the bigger ovals this year. And you think about the announcement they made today about Ty Dillon going there full time. I question the move there. But the good news is Ty Norris is coming into play, which I think is really going to help their program. But all things considered, they made that car better for Shane. He used his talent and got another top 10. That is his 9th top 10 of the 2024 season. So his next top 10 will be his 10th top 10 of the year. And like I said, they made that car a lot better today, and he put together a really good run. And because of the finish they got, he, I believe, only lost 2 points on the cutoff line. I was really worried about this race coming in, that he was going to lose a lot of ground because of the lack of stage points, but he only lost 2 points. I think he's 8 points above the cutoff line currently at the moment, and we're going to Talladega, where he did have a fast car last time, and you got to remember the Charlotte Roval. He is the favorite to win the Roval, and we got that new configuration coming into play when we do get to the Charlotte Roval. He did a really solid job at the end of the day, but like I said, Kaulig, they're going to have a lot of work to do going into next year. Their cars are just not good right now. They don't have the pace and speed. Luckily for Shane, today was a really good day. He's been getting better as years progressed and got on. He gained 14 positions. The one area he does have to work on is qualifying speed, but like I said, all the Kaulig cars were not fast. Even AJ Allmendinger, who's usually qualifies up front, he qualified 14th today, so the Kaulig cars just did not have the pacer speed altogether today, but a really good run for Shane. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins an O for the end of the year if Kaulig can get their stuff together. It was a really good day for Shane to get a finish inside of the top 10 in 8th place. And just having that kind of pace and speed. You think about what's happening next year. He's moving up the Cup full time. He's got to get better on these ovals, and the closer he's up to the front, the better it's going to be. He's also got double duty coming up next week as well, because remember, he's running the Xfinity Series race and the Cup Series race at Talladega. He's out running double duty at the Charlotte Roval, which is a shame, because I think he'd absolutely be the favorite to win the Roval if he was there, considering how well he was at Watkins Glen. Almost won the race of the Glen in the Cup Series. And then he's got Vegas coming up as a doubleheader. He's got, I believe, Martinsville coming up as a doubleheader, and I think Homestead also is a doubleheader for him. So he's got a lot of races coming up near the end of the year. You think about his other track essential teammate, Connor Zillage, also had a great run today in the top 5. He had a top 4 finish, great run for him. But still, a really good day for SVG, considering next year he's going to be going up against his teammates, Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez. Drivers like Bubba Wallace and Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, and even other drivers in the field in the future. I think that it was a really good race for him today, put together a very solid and strong performance, and to finish 8th today, a really good run. Solid day for Shane. Congratulations to him on a very solid and great run at Kansas to finish in 8th position. So, that is going to today's special Shane Van Gisbergen episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How do you rank Shane Van Gisbergen's performance today at Kansas Speedway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we'll have the starting lineup video for the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas. We'll also have the NASCAR Cup Series race from Kansas, talk about all the drivers competing in the playoffs. Maybe talking about Carlos Kerbush later this week, and even Haley Deegan maybe this week as well. And we've got a lot of great content. On Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video, discuss news over the course of the last couple days. And then on Tuesday, you're going to see the entrance video for the Talladega race, along with the Truck Series race picks. And then on Wednesday, there should be a NASCAR news video dropping. Got a lot of great content dropping that I cannot wait for you guys to check out over the course of the next couple weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.